there's getting to be a pretty big problem in the United States, and mainly talking about single parent families, where the kids are obviously raised by single parents, whatever. It is very, very getting to be, or it's already a big problem, and it's only getting worse the more we actually get into it. And I think there's a few reasons for it, and I think a lot of those come down to the government actually incentivizing single motherhood. And that is a problem that I think we should all be fighting against, something that we should be trying to fix, because that is something that is a very, very terrible thing for our country, and it's something that needs to change very, very soon. Around 70%, it's no secret that all somewhere around, or they're talking 50%, maybe even a little more than that, of all marriages end in divorce right now. That's a trend that's kind of disturbing when you think about it. We're talking something that's supposed to be a commitment, does not at all, and is not supposed to be a commitment for life. Around 50%, actually a little over, depending on the statistics you look at. Most of them are a little over 50% end in divorce. When you look at who actually files for divorce, around 70% of all divorces are filed by women. And a lot of that reason is because we've incentivized single motherhood with the welfare and everything, and single parenthood with the welfare and the excessive child support that a lot of times mothers get. Women win around 90% of all child custody battles in the United States. That is extremely harmful to a lot of the kids, to kids' development, especially when they're younger. I'm not saying that mothers aren't important. Mothers are just as important as fathers, but the thing is, you can't argue that fathers are not just as important as mothers. Fatherless homes, kids that grew up in fatherless homes are 10.8 times more likely to commit rape, 15.3 times more likely to have behavioral issues, 15.5 times more likely to end up in prison, and 24.3 times more likely to run away from home when they're younger. These are statistics. These are hardcore data that is irrefutable data that we need to be looking at, and we need to understand that this is a problem in the United States, and we need to fix this problem right now. I'm not saying that fathers should have sole custody of the kids. I actually am a single father too myself, but I do believe that fathers need to be involved in the process of raising their kids, and to do that, we need to have joint custody. Joint custody is a great thing. Joint custody allows for both parents to be involved equally times where they have that ability. Mothers obviously have their role. They're more the nurturers, more of everything that way. The nurturers, keeping them fed, safe, whatever. Like, that's kind of their big thing. That's what, when we're talking we're talking dual parents. Fathers are a lot more into the disciplining and helping them grow. Involved fathers promotes inner growth and strength. It allows for, the child to actually develop and become something, be a good, productive citizen. And that's what we need right now. We need good, productive citizens when they grow older. So I think we really need to actually look into the divorce and child custody laws and everything that way. And we need to try and fix a lot of these issues, because there's some major issues. Like I said, I've given you statistics. The fatherless kids that grow up in fatherless homes are way worse off, regardless of what you think. The government incentivizing single motherhood is harming the younger generation, harming this generation, and it needs to stop right now. quit incentivizing single parenthood, single motherhood, single motherhood, single parenthood. Start, incentivizing a dual parent home where both parents are involved. Both parents, stay together for the kids. They help each other. They stay together for the family. They, quit giving this. And I think a lot of the issues with that, a few years ago when they came up with a lot of the states now have a no fault divorce. What's called a no fault divorce, meaning that you can get divorced. There's nothing. You don't have to have a specific reason, which means that you can't fight the divorce. You can't go through this. So that allowed a lot of outs for a lot of people, especially women that were maybe looking for something else. And then the other thing that I believe is very, very important when we talk about this is this immediate gratification from social media like Facebook, Twitter, all that. It's a lot easier for women, especially, to go on to these social medias and actually have immediate feedback and people saying your support, whatever, that way, and get this fake sense of gratitude. Whereas instead of when something goes wrong at home, have a problem, instead of just dealing with it in a way that they should. And I'm not saying it's just women. Obviously there's going to be some men doing the same, a lot of that too, but it's very, very easy, especially for people now with this fake gratitude that they're getting from these social media apps and everything, that it allows them to get this fake. Like I said, it's fake gratitude. It's nothing more. It's not real. It's completely fake. These social media apps and social media, that it's creating this false sense of not really security, but false sense that that's real. This false sense that there's others out there, there's people out there that are better or whatever, when a lot of times you're not actually happier with that. You just feel that false sense of gratitude instead of actually working through the problem and feeling like you've one, accomplished something, and two, you actually have that actual gratitude, that actual connection with somebody that's real. And that's something that we need to work on, and that's something that I think whether it's through, like I said, through social media or through whatever process that is, I do believe it's much easier for women that in that regards, because there's so many different people out there that there's so many that, especially women, there's a lot of men out there that will just agree with everything a woman says just because they might like something about her or whatever, but they don't actually have her best interests, or they've got their own agendas. There's a lot of women that have their own agendas as well in the same way. But the thing is that this false sense of it's a fake sense of gratitude, or false sense of hope, I guess. I'm not really sure what word I'm trying to find here exactly, but allowing that to continue, and allowing this and doing that, allowing yourself to be caught up in these emotions, in these states, it gives you that false sense that you were better, or you have this, when in reality really not, or really I know it sounds bad, but you're no better than anybody else. That's just the facts. Like, everybody's created equal, and that way. But the thing is, you've got to understand that in order to have any kind of marriage or anything with commitment that works, you have to put a lot of work into it. And if you put that work into it and actually you put the work into it and you actually succeed in it, that is true passion, I guess, and you can actually be truly happy. It's not uncommon. The people that are that get divorced, they're not as happy. That's kind of common. That's not hard to figure out. Now, I'm not saying that divorce is always a bad thing. There's definitely times when divorce is a legit option. In the cases of abuse, or cases where maybe adultery or whatever, there is definitely cases where divorce is a legitimate deal, but just these no-fault divorce proceedings and no-fault divorce, whatever, allowing that to happen without any consequences, one way or the other, it's creating a problem among these younger kids, especially these people that have kids, younger kids. It's creating a problem with their kids that they have to try and deal with, and it makes it much harder for the kids to develop. And that is ultimately the price that we're going to pay when it comes down to it. We've got to help these kids, and the only way to help these kids is try and fight for what's right and fighting to stay, and create, fighting for both parents. Divorce happens. I get it. There's sometimes divorce is inevitable. It can't be helped. But my thing, we've got to do better at keeping both parents involved. And that is that involves both parents getting along. That involves both parents actually working together to do what's best for the child. And 99% of the time, I'm going to say probably, or very high percentage of the time, it shouldn't be one parent with custody of the child. It should be a joint custody where both parents have the child equal amounts of time. They're able to be with that kid. They're able to help the kid develop and actually be there, because we have to be there. I mean, it's just the way it is. If you like the video, I know I got a little longer than a lot of my videos, but if you like the video, like it, share, subscribe, share, and check out this video right up here.